And we're back. In my last video, I talked about having a video basically showing my brush collection, which if you watch a lot of beauty gurus, sometimes they're like, oh, I take this brush or that. I'm like, I don't have those. I cannot afford those, but I'm here to show off my random little motley assortment. And I do apologize that they're dirty. I did my makeup earlier, so. First up, I have a little micro beauty blender. And yeah, it kind of got cut up. I did not know it was there, but it still works. So I have this one, which is not the regular beauty blender. This one I picked up in a 2-pack at Kohl's. I think it was $8 or something for the 2 of them. As you can see, it's been loved a lot. It's starting to get a couple dings in it, but this, honestly, it feels, I've used the real beauty blender and this one feels exactly the same. I use name brand and off brand. I like to see, is it worth it to buy this off brand, or should I just spend the money for the name brand? And as for brushes, I'll start off with my one that you saw in the last video, which is my Real Techniques. I got a little lint on it. Well, ooh, this feels so soft. I almost don't want to use it because it's too pretty. But I'll use it eventually. Now, I have a set of makeup brushes that I got a long time ago. If any of you remember when Sephora had the Tokidoki makeup line, and they had brush sets, so I had bought this 3 brush set, and these are the little faces. They're so cute. They're beat up now. I got them when they were clearancing out a lot of the stuff. You have a little angle. Sorry, it's gonna be pretty washed out. I honestly really love this, except I wish the brushes were shorter, because when I do my eyeliner, I'm right, here's my face, here's the mirror. And this is a little too long, but I used to use it a lot more. This is your basic shadow brush, your basic lid brush. I mean, it's starting to have a few bristles pop out over here, but considering I have had this since I was in high school, and last year was my 10-year reunion, these hold up really well because I take care of them. I know some people have special brush cleaner. I tend to just use the baby shampoo, but that works. This is my favorite one. It's my blend-in crease brush. Light, fluffy, great. As you can see, I actually kind of used it for the dark shade I'm wearing today. Oh, I've got a couple. Yeah, that's what I'll do, is I'll do the other ones that are clean and then get to it. Next up is an e.l.f. bronzing brush, just your basic white-handled e.l.f. brush. I think I picked this up from the dollar store. It's honestly really soft. I was surprised at the feel, and honestly, you can and nothing really comes up, so that is honestly amazing for a $1 brush. Another brush that I know I picked this one up from Dollar Tree, and it is the Wet n Wild. I'm assuming this would also be a bronzer brush, as it is a angle, and you can't really tell because the light washes it out, but it is the one with the pink at the tip of the bristles. Another good brush. I've used this sometimes I've used this for a highlighter before I had the fan brush, and sometimes I would squeeze this so I could get a nice tight line. You're going to see a lot of Wet n Wild and miscellaneous brushes. This one is the Bella Pro Foundation brush. Nice bristles. And I honestly, this was before I had the blenders. This really does the job well. And I got this for $2.99 or $3.99 at Marshall's or TJ Maxx. For anyone who watches my videos in the UK, that's TK Maxx for you guys. This is pretty beat up now, but it's one of those little beauty spatulas. It got a little beat up. It is clean, but I spilled ink on it and it just never came off. But this is good for getting into those glass jars. Although I cheat and sometimes use the little ball end in my when I had a foundation that was a jar. I would just dip it and go doo, 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 doo. Put dots all over the face. I picked this one up from Family Dollar in a clearance section. Oh, I didn't even know I had. So that's what had ink spilled on it. One of the old makeup sponges. This is another Wet n Wild. This is a Smudge Brush. Great for that lower lash line or smudging out your top. Although in a pinch, I've used this as an eyeliner brush. I'm sorry I'm looking off in this direction. My camera is usually in this direction and it's in this one, and it's kind of messing me up just a little bit. Now, the next couple brushes, this is a little eyeshadow brush. This one could be used for concealer. I've got a little lip brush and even a little sponge tip. These were part of a set along with my favorite angle eyeliner brush. As you can see, I kind of used it today. This is no joke. I got this in a set for like $7 in 2014. It is my go-to eyeliner. Never did. I know some people turn their noses up at the brush sets that they sell around the holidays, and they're usually kind of crappy quality, but I lucked out with these. So if it's affordable or it's on sale, pick it up, see if you like it. It might surprise you. Another brush set I have is these four. A nice wide angle brush, which you could use for liner, although you can also, it's a little big, but in your brow if you're careful. It says an angled eyeliner brush. I love when they actually put what the brush is supposed to be for. This was I think Bella Pro, another Bella Pro brush set, and I got those at the same place I got the foundation brush. This is a polish brush. It's nice and round. I like to use it if I'm adding a dark color right here. I find the round is good to just buff that where I want it. The next one up is, this says it's a concealer brush, but it's so light and fluffy that honestly I've used it as a shadow brush and it works fine. And this is a powder brush, but this is the brush I use for my blush. It's really soft and it gets right where I need it to be. I don't like the giant blush brushes that are like the size of my head. And because you can never have too many angled eyeliner brushes, this is the Wet n Wild. And I honestly love the little notch they have in a lot of them, so that when you're doing your stuff, your finger goes right there. I don't know who thought of it, but thank you. And you can kind of see the pink tip. Yeah, it may flake a little over there, but I don't care. I'm not one of these people that my brushes need to look perfect, as long as they do their job. Now next up is the brush I use for concealer. And as you can see, I use and wash this thing a lot, which is why it's beat up all to hell. But I find this is great when I just want to lay in my under eye concealer. Oh, okay. And the last 5 brushes. Next up is a Ecotools flat eyeliner brush. And this is what it looks like. Honestly, I'm surprised. I really like it, and I didn't know what to think because I've never bought any Ecotools. Then again, I never had any Real Techniques till this one. Sometimes you have to just buy one brush and see if you like the overall feel of it. If you like it, you can go and buy more. My one Ecotool, I got that one at Big Lots. It was I think 97 cents on clearance, which is a good deal. Next up is another Wet n Wild. You sense a theme here. And this is the fluffy blending brush. And this, I don't really use to blend my eyeshadow, but I do use it for a soft and sometimes not so soft highlight. And this all right here, I actually used a stick highlighter, so I didn't wind up using this. And we've come to my 2 favorite, well, I have 3 favorites, but you already saw my short little dirty eyeliner brush. But this is the older Wet n Wild when they saw the black handles. And this is just your basic eyeshadow brush. I love this thing. When this dies, I will cry. And I love it for putting, really packing on the shadow for all over the lid. And my other favorite is this Beauty Accents Total Face Brush. And this is what it looks like. It's got powder on it from using it earlier, but look at how dense the bristles are. I got this from the Dollar General that opened up near my house, and I guess it was a special sale because I got this for $1. I went back the next day and bought another one. So when this one goes, the other one will be used. This is, I put a little powder, done. I love this thing. It does shed some, but not too much. My last item, it's not really a brush, but it is Revlon eyelash curler, and I love the little pink gems. I think it was supposed to have a third row and they just never did it, so it was in the clearance bin at Big Lots for like $1, and I needed a new eyelash curler, and that is all my brushes. And wow, this is a long video for brushes. So, until the next video.